In this movie, we're going to show how EnRoute software can be used to create output for a MultiVision system on a multicam router. And this process is going to start with a graphics file that's going to be sent to a RIP software or sent through a RIP software to the printer. And here I have FlexiSign Pro with RIP capability, and Flexi would be able to send this job to any number of devices. One of the things you'll notice on here are that in addition to the graphics, there are pink lines that represent the lines where we're going to actually cut these shapes out. And we also have little black circles on here, which are 1/4 inch fiducials. And these are the locations where EnRoute is going to send the camera. They're going to be little black dots on the printed sheet. EnRoute is going to send the MultiVision camera there to take a picture of these dots. And the MultiVision system will measure where the dots are in reality versus where they should be according to the output file, and make a calculation to make the cutouts as accurate as possible. So from a printing standpoint, we're going to see all the colors and the fiducials of the shapes that are going to be printed. Once we bring this file into EnRoute, we're going to see just the outlines of the parts. So first we would come here and we're going to go to the RIP software, and we're going to save this as, or excuse me, we're actually going to export this as a PDF file, and we'll say sign boom 3. Now we'll come here to the EnRoute software and we'll import sign boom 3. We can see we have all the same geometries, but we do not have all of the same colors, and we'll see just a little bit more simplified version here. Now one thing we're going to do is we're going to put a toolpath that's going to be at drill centers inside of all these little circles. Now we can easily do this by selecting all the objects. We're going to do a cleanup here first to remove unnecessary points and to convert curves to arc segments so that we can recognize an arc as an arc. And then we're going to go through here and we're going to edit our selection to be just circles. And in addition to our fiducials, there's a couple other objects here that are showing up as circles. So I'm going to hit the control button as I zoom in on these to deselect them. And I'm actually not going to do anything with these, so you could just not have these as part of your output if you want. But I'm going to take all these, and for now I'm just going to group them. I'm going to get rid of this little image I see here that doesn't quite belong. Okay, so now before we do our cutting, it's just important to notice here that really we're only looking at this outer shape. So if we wanted to come here and select this whole piece, zoom in and deselect this outermost shape, when it comes to this particular shape, we don't really need all these internal components. We just need the outer shape. So if you want to simplify this, you can go through here and get rid of a number of these parts. And I don't believe we want to have these be part of the process. But you can leave them as there as well and just ignore them. It's just that we're only wanting the outer part of the shapes here that we're going to end up toolpathing. So if you want to simplify the process, you could put them on a different layer or delete them altogether. So now we're going to come here and we're going to select our individual holes here. So again, one time we'll select everything. Say go to select just circles here. Anytime I have a selection like this, I like to go ahead and just group these together. So if I want to easily reselect them now, I can. Now I'm going to come here and go to my tool library, and we're going to make sure that we have a specific kind of tool in here called a vision tool. This will just make it easy for us to know which tool it is that we want to put in tool 99. And we see here we have vision, and we have a 1/4 inch drill here, or a 1/4 inch tool. So we're going to select these parts. We're going to go to the toolpath menu and choose drill centers. Right, now we'll go and select that vision tool, put in whatever depth is here. This depth really doesn't matter because all we're going to do is go here and put a drill center so that EnRoute will send the camera here. And so that's what those drill points are for. Now I need to go through here and select the objects that I want to add the other kinds of cut to. And if this was a knife cut, I would use an engraved bit. Since this is if this is a router cut, then I'll use a routing offset. But what type of toolpath you're going to end up applying here depends upon which type of cutting technology you're using. And let's just select a few more of these shapes here. Alright, so now we've got this one. I'm going to group this part. The rest of these should be pretty easy to select. Oh, we do have one more sine boom down here. We've got the middle there. And just by not quite selecting all the other parts there, we got just the insides here. So now we can select these pretty easily. I'm just going to unselect this part, unselect that. Now I have just all the outlines here. Okay, now we have all the lines that were pink on the other sheet selected. These are going to be our cutout toolpaths. So again, one time I'll group those and make them easy to select. Now I'm going to go here and choose maybe a little routing offset and choose an 1/8 inch tool here. Let's say we've printed on 0.125 Centra. Now we're applying our tool path. So this is going to be the path that's going to cut it out. Now with these little parts here, I'm actually probably going to want to come here and say join contours, or weld offset, excuse me, so it doesn't cut from one side into the other. Alright, so we've got our toolpath applied, and again, that could be an engraved toolpath or a knife toolpath. Now when it comes time to output with EnRoute, we want to go to the driver setup. I'm going to come here and say there's 99 tools. Come down here and we're going to put the vision tool in tool 99. Our cutout tool, which is our 1/8 inch tool, is going to be in tool 1. And usually if there's a knife system, that'll be tool 31 or 32. So those are oftentimes to be defined as a conic bit, but knives are 31 and 32. Our router bit's going to be tool 1 or whatever tool position it's in, and the vision system is tool 99. Okay, now that I have my fiducials with the drill centers and I have my toolpath applied to the contours, I'm going to create my output. I'm of course going to come here and tell it I want to do drills first before I do the cutouts. And we're going to call this sine boom MultiVision. Now we can come here and take a little look at this with the EnRoute backplot program. And we'll see that tool 99 here will be the first tool that's called, and that calls the MultiVision to come to where all these fiducials are located. Then it will do the cutout of the parts. So the first thing will be the camera going to the fiducials and taking the calculations and measurements that will then be applied to the cutout contours that come right after the camera definition. So this is the process for importing a file from a RIP software and then applying a strategy for the vision tool to be going to the fiducials and the cutout toolpath going on the cutout contours, in addition to PDF, you have a number of RIP softwares that are supported. Flexi, of course, through DXF, or you would have some other softwares here in XML format. iScript, Onyx, Caldera, Wasatch files are all supported. And these would allow you to import the geometries, then apply your toolpaths and output the file with T99 being the vision tool.